Mr. Wagner. Thank you for coming.
Just doing my part, Madam Prosecutor.
I wanted to talk to you about the case of Anna Kazmirek.
Oh, of course, yes. This one I remember all too well, ma'am. It was one of my very first cases. Not the smoothest start to a career. Earlier that morning, we had received an anonymous call accusing Miss Kazmirek of theft. I was dispatched together with my superior, Mr. Novak, to investigate the claim.
What happened?
We found the place with no issue. The caller provided the exact address, one of the far too many shelters. We were welcomed by a tall young man, and the girl they let us in claimed to have been the callers.
Can you describe the two of them for me?
Of course, ma'am. The boy was around my height, short, curly hair, blonde. Stood perfectly straight. It was clear from his demeanor he was the soldier type. He even made reference to being fellow servicemen for the country, tried to establish a rapport. The girl was shorter, 160, I'd guess. Pudgy, had long, bushy hair, dark brown or light brunette. And very well dressed. Made her seem out of place.
Do the names Wolfgang Kirchmann and Emilia Becker sound familiar?
Possibly. It's been a long time, ma'am. But they seem correct?
What happened to you during the bombing?
I was in the streets. It was all hands on deck. But I can't really tell you any details, ma'am. That whole night is just one long blur.
What can you tell me about the shelter itself?
I admit I was taken somewhat aback when we got there, how dirty and rundown the place was. And so full, stuffed, so many people, not enough space. It was one of my first times in a place like that. I grew used to them later, but not yet. We found the girl in one of the adjacent rooms together with a friend of hers.
This friend, would that happen to be a Heidi Grunewald?
Grunewald? Yes, that sounds about right, ma'am, yes. At the suspect's request, we allowed her to stay for the interrogation. A dumb mistake.
A mistake? And why is that?
This Grunewald girl, she tried to sabotage the investigation. Kept interrupting, arguing with us. She even tried to get the suspect not to answer our questions. Whatever it is she thought she was doing, she certainly wasn't helping her friend.
What did you ask her?
We tried to establish the basic facts of the case, ma'am. Mr. Novak did, mostly. Where was she at the time of the crime? What did she do? Could anyone confirm it? And the heavy hitter, of course, did she do it?
Did she admit to anything?
Hardly, ma'am. She was adamant she didn't even know what we were talking about. But she was unable to provide any conclusive proof. So we had to proceed to the next step, the search.
If Novak was the one interviewing the girl, what did you do?
I took notes, ma'am. Somebody had to.
Do you remember what exactly was reported?
The caller claimed to have witnessed the theft of what they described as a suitcase. They'd recognized the perpetrator as an acquaintance of theirs, Anna Kazmirek. They provided us with a name and address, but remained anonymous.
Tell me about this friend.
Contemptible girl with no respect for authority, medium height, freckled, blonde hair. She made it clear we weren't welcome from the moment we stepped into the room. Though with all that bravado, she couldn't hide her nervousness. Common trait among those with criminal history.
I take it you hadn't been part of the force for long?
I'd just become a junior watchmaster earlier that month. That's why I was assigned to Mr. Novak. He'd remain my partner for years to come, but at that point it was me working under him. Learning the ropes, so to speak.
What can you tell me about Mr. Novak?
A good officer, ma'am, and a kind man. He took me under his proverbial wing, taught me much about the job. They sure don't make him like him anymore. That was... I'm sorry, that was one of his jokes. He sure loved a good chuckle. I've never been good with them myself, though. We requested that this Grunert, was it? That she showed us, show me, to the suspect's room. Mr. Novak believed that would be where Miss Kazmirek would keep the stolen suitcase.
Did you find said suitcase?
Afraid I did, ma'am. Surprisingly quickly, at that. Poor girl simply wasn't made for it. She didn't hide it well at all, just left it under the bed.
Is it possible that it could have been planted?
Oh, this angle. That would be a stretch. There's always a possibility, but no, wouldn't say so in this case. There was nothing to suggest it.
Were there any conflicts between the shelter's inhabitants?
Ma'am, I've only been there for maybe not even an hour, over a decade ago. There had to be some tension since they did report the girl. Other than that, I cannot say.
Can you tell me exactly what was in the suitcase?
Clothes, some documents. I can't say I remember everything anymore. You might have better luck checking the files, ma'am. It should all be there.
Did you get any impression of the relationship between the boy and your suspect?
I can't say I did. He seemed to know her and... he was angry at her. Honestly, ma'am, it's been a long time. As soon as I left the room, I found the pair from before waiting for me. Becker and...
Kirchmann.
Kirchmann, right. They recognized the suitcase. I didn't even have to ask about it. And what's more, they remembered an important detail.
Just to confirm, you're sure they both accused Anna?
From what I can recall, ma'am, I'm fairly certain they shared the sentiment. They didn't think it was important before, but they remembered the suitcase was taken from a bombed house. Didn't think it important. It was crucial information. It meant we weren't dealing with a theft, but a looting. An act of treason.
What did you do with that information?
First of all, I wrote it down, ma'am, immediately. Looting was a significantly more serious crime, especially just a few days after the big bombing. They made quite a commotion. Even Mr. Novak leaned out to see what was happening. He seemed most pleased with the developments. Mr. Novak wasn't done with the interrogation, but I knew he hardly needed my help. I took the suitcase, thanked the pair for their cooperation, and headed down to wait in the car.
Did Miss Kazmirek admit to the crime?
She did, ma'am. She did. Gave us a signed confession even before Mr. Novak brought her down.
Mr. Wagner, I'll just ask the question. I have reason to believe Miss Kasmirek was coerced to give her testimony.
Coerced?
Tortured.
What? No, absolutely not. That would have been illegal.
Of course he'd deny it. But if I press him enough... What about the friend, Miss Grunewald? Where was she while all this occurred?
Right, the friend. Yes, still in the main room, the kitchen.
She was? Do you have any ideas why anybody would claim otherwise, then?
Multiple, I suppose. Placing her away from, but then she... I don't know, ma'am. I might have misremembered this part.
Backtracking already. Just a little more. Would you disagree with someone describing you or Mr. Novak as violent?
Well, yes, of course. I know the reputation of our force at the time was not the best. But we did what we were the good ones. We served the people, the law.
Just to be clear, you claim Anna Kazmarek confessed of her own will? She wasn't threatened, tortured, coerced?
Yes, that's right.
What happened to Miss Kazmarek?
I'm not sure.
Her face. Where did the bruising on her face come from?
I don't know, ma'am. She might have fallen after we brought her to the station or got into an altercation in the holding cell.
After you left the apartment, did anything happen? Did you do or see anything you haven't told me about?
No, ma'am. Well, not that I can remember, at least. It has been quite some time.
Is that so? Can you explain why the police report mentioned one of you two requiring medical attention?
What? No, It's an embarrassing story, not even much of a story, really. I just fell backwards. Flailed my arms and hit a wall. Quite hard. The boys at the station didn't let me live that down for a long time.
Mr. Wagner, I have multiple witnesses on the record who can confirm either you or Mr. Novak did torture Miss Kazmarek. Denying it won't lead you anywhere.
But I'm not. I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't do it. I wasn't even there. If you're certain it happened, then it had to be Novak. If the girl was tortured, it had to be him.
The pair who let you in, how did they get along?
They seemed like friends, from what little I saw.
Were you aware of any previous criminal history of the suspect?
Nothing. I believed she was perfectly clean. Up until this point, that is. I'm sorry, ma'am. I wish I could be more of help, but again, I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened, but if you are correct and the girl was tortured, then it was Novak who did it. It would have to be him.
Do you doubt that happened?
I don't know, ma'am. I've known Mr. Novak for years, and he was a good man, flawed, but good. I owe him so much of who I am today and his family. I don't want to believe he was capable of doing something like that.
And you didn't see any marks on Miss Kazmarek? Anything suggesting the beating?
No, ma'am. But I didn't really look. And there are ways to do it without leaving any marks.
Is there anything else you forgot to mention?
No, I don't think so, ma'am. After that, we brought her to the district office, and it was out of her hands. We couldn't have known it. We didn't know she would. It was out of her hands.
Very well, Mr. Wagner. Thank you for your time. That will be all for now.
It's the least I could do, ma'am. Really, I should have... I'm sorry I couldn't be more of help.
Miss Katz, a moment if you please.
Yes, Paula?
Two things, good and bad news.
The good news, please.
Christoph found a blueprint that might interest you. It's for the original apartment that was used as the shelter for your suspect.
Good. That should be helpful. I'll go ask him about it. What's the bad news?
I've been trying to get in contact with Mr. Kirchmann again. Unsuccessfully. Oh, that secretary of his makes me miss the Berlin Document Bureau.
So, no inviting him just yet?
Hopefully after Mrs. Kazmierek's turn. We confirmed her for next week.
All right. Thank you, Paula. Heard you have something for me?
Miss Katz, yes, your blueprint. Paula asked me to check if I could find something, and, well, we are in luck. Let me just, where did I put it? Sorry, I should really keep this place in a better order. Messy case, right? Poor girl. Killed just to make the state look tough after the bombing. It all just sounds so petty. Can't help wondering if it all really happened like that.
I'm not sure I follow.
It's just that there's so many details from what I've heard. So much he said, she said. Sometimes some accusations are just that. Accusations, not facts. You're asking yourself who did it. And the answer might just be nobody. Sorry, here I go babbling again. Ah! There it is.
And that's the whole place? The entire apartment?
No, that's just one of its sections. What used to be the stuff area. The original apartment took up the entire floor. They divided it up when it was made a shelter. 3 parts in total. This one was where your suspects were assigned to.
Great. This should be useful. Thank you.
No need for that. Always happy to help.
Nobody. Now, that's an idea. I should put up his blueprint. There's no harm in giving it a look already. It must have been like this. Esther Katz, who am I speaking to?
Walter Hens. Good evening. No, sit down. I've got it.
Didn't expect to hear from you. How can I help?
You can't. I'm very sorry, but... Shh. It's okay, Tessie. I know. I'm sorry. It's about my wife, Teresa. She... No, calm down. Sit down. Please. You need to rest.
Mr. Hens?
I don't know how to say it, but... What? You need to rest. Tessie, I swear. Miss Katz, please give me one moment.
Is everything okay over there? Hello?
Hello? Good evening. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Katz.
Am I talking to Teresa Hens?
Yes, that's me. It's a pleasure to... Oh, no, I said that already. No, I'm fine. Fine, Walter. Don't worry.
Are you all right, Mrs. Hens? You sound agitated.
Yes. No. I'm fine. Fine. I want to thank you, Miss Katz. Thank you for all you are doing for my Anna. She would appreciate it. She really would. Yes.
I have a feeling there's a but coming.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I can't help her. I just can't. I thought I don't know, I could make it right. That I could say, stupid. I can't, No, I'm fine. There's no making it right, is there? There never was.
But you can help with your testimony. It may not be enough to make it right, but...
She's gone.
Tessie.
My girl gone, Miss Katz. She's...
Tessie, enough, please. It's all right. It's going to be all right.
And the way they looked at me, Mr. Bader, and how they looked at me. Like I was trash. They know. I don't know how, but they know. It's the same all over again.
Please.
The letters, the window, the... No, Walter.
Tessie.
I can. No, stop it.
Shh. It's okay. It's okay.
Hello? Mrs. Hens, are you okay?
I'm sorry. She gets hysterical. I managed to calm her down for now.
She mentioned something about a Mr. Bader. About him looking at her?
Yes, She was feeling better last week, so I thought I'd take her for a walk. That it would do her good to get out of the house. We ran into some neighbors. I don't know how they knew of us testifying, but they did. Bastards called us traitors. Called her... I punched his teeth in, but the damage was already done.
Is she all right?
No. I don't think she'll ever be.
What did she mean about the windows?
It must have been some kids. Too much time on their hands. Not enough work. They broke the windows in my pub. Not the first time something like that happened, but... Tessie doesn't think it was hooligans.
She mentioned letters. Did you receive any threats?
Enough to keep the oven going through winter. I kept her from seeing most of them, but that first batch, 5 of them arrived when I was out. She read them all.
So, I'm sorry, but I have to ask.
The testimony.
Please take your time. There's no need to...
I'm sorry. She's adamant. Scared. And she's been feeling worse ever since it started. Since those damn threat letters. They were too descriptive for Tessie.
Mr. Hens, it's important we get her testimony. Anything she can tell us about what happened after the bombing, about the suitcase.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll talk to her.
Walter!
I'll talk to her.
Walter, no!
She's strong. Stronger than...
It won't bring her back, Walter!
Damn it. I should tell Mr. Bao about this.
Miss Katz, what a surprise. I didn't expect to see you today.
I'm afraid there's a problem.
Oh?
I've just been on the phone with Mr. Hens and his wife, late Miss Kazmirek's mother.
Theresa Hens, I remember. I take it there's an issue with her upcoming testimony?
She doesn't want to testify.
I see. Did Mr. Hens happen to give their reasoning for this unfortunate change of heart?
They've received threats. Multiple.
Ah, yes.
From what they said, it did sound bad. They mentioned both letters and an hopefully just random hooligan incident.
It still baffles me how fast they find out about our witnesses.
And there's more, I'm afraid.
Naturally.
Mr. Novak, one of the two officers who arrested and tortured Miss Kazmirek, is dead, leaving me with one less suspect and
without now two witnesses, of course.
Mr. Kirchmann, Miss Kazmirek's boyfriend at the time of the arrest, is proving quite elusive. From what's Paula been told, he appears to be involved with the rearmament effort. He claims to be too preoccupied with his current responsibilities to visit Frankfurt in the foreseeable future.
His own words, I assume. Very well. Then, unfortunate as this situation is, it's not an uncommon one. We lose witnesses. That's true for all cases, but for ours especially. There isn't much to be done about it. But there might be a way to compensate for the testimony you are now missing.
How would that work?
In the situation you find yourself to be, it might occur that you do uncover the truth, but will be missing proof. In which case, and only in which case, we should be able to acquire a warrant for one of the suspect's houses. We would have it searched and see if they happen to have anything that might help prove their or somebody else's guilt. We would only be able to do it once in this case. You need to think carefully which of the suspects you believe might have the piece of evidence you require.
Which suspect would you investigate?
Miss Katz, you're much better acquainted with the case. I trust your judgment.
When would we do it? When would I need to choose?
Seeing how it's a single chance, I think it best you get as well informed as you can beforehand. Come talk to me about it once you've interrogated your final witness and are sure of what happened.
Wait, we only get a warrant for one of the suspects?
I know it's less than ideal, but we have to be careful. From our experience, as soon as a house is searched, all other witnesses quickly get rid of all we'd like to find.
I understand. One warrant, one suspect.
Seeing this day has been rather eventful, I'd suggest you take the rest of the evening off. I'll tell Paula to subpoena our problematic friend in the military.
Miss Katz,
I need to find out more about the call. Can you check if we can get any protocols from that district?
If there are any left, I'll contact them.
I need you to invite the next witness. The victim's boyfriend, Wolf Kirchmann.
Yes, Mr. Kirchmann, well, I've had no luck getting through to him. Talked to a number of secretaries, but the man himself? I get the feeling he doesn't really want to come. I wonder why. I'll keep trying, but in the meantime, we may have better luck with another witness.
Please invite the neighbor, Emilia Becker.
On it. Anything else?
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Good morning, Miss Katz. Miss Katz, good morning.
Paula, how have you been?
I've been better, Miss Katz. Some of my neighbors found out I work for Mr. Bauer. Labeled me a traitor, and, let's just say they've stopped talking to us.
That's terrible. I'm sorry, Paula.
Don't be. Not your fault. And just between us, I've never been too fond of them anyway. Miss Katz, good morning.
Who are we expecting again today?
I invited Mrs. Becker. She should be here any moment now.
Miss Katz, Emilia Becker is here. I brought her to the conference room. But I'm afraid our office is not up to her standards.
Is it now?
Yes, it lacks a woman's touch.
Charming. Thank you, Paula. So, Sorry, Marlene. I don't have anything for you. Oh, don't give me that look. Mrs. Becker, thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure, Mrs. Katz. Though I'm afraid I might not be of much help.
I have some questions regarding an older case.
I had assumed as much. We've read all about Dr. Bauer's team in the papers.
It's regarding one Anna Kazmirek.
Oh,
I take it you knew her.
yes. That poor girl. God bless her soul. She was far from a saint, but she did not deserve this fate.
You were present at her arrest. Do I have that right?
I had the misfortune. It was just a few days after the bombs fell. Like many others, my family had lost our home. But we were lucky enough to find ourselves with a room in an emergency shelter. The same one Anna had been assigned to. She and that poor mother of hers.
What happened?
If that isn't the question. You know, to this day, I still ask it myself. What happened? Well, I suppose you could say Mr. Kirchmann had enough.
What can you tell me about this shelter?
It was a sizable apartment, confiscated from some bankers. We were based in, I assume, the old servants' quarters, together with 2 other families. One was Anna and her mother, and the other, I can't quite recall the name. A horrible girl and hers. Either way, she was a friend of Anna's. Probably where it all went wrong, if you ask me.
What can you tell me about life in the shelter?
Oh, it was simply terrible. I don't like to think about it. Though I know just having a roof over our head was a blessing.
What can you tell me about your family's situation before the bombing?
It was tough, but such were the times. Nobody had it easy during the war. Compared to some others, I'd say we were still lucky. My father was able to keep his business running, which brought the bread.
Did you salvage anything from your old home?
Yes, naturally. From the house and the shop. Luckily, our cellar didn't collapse, so most of what we stored there survived.
You said the apartment used to belong to some bankers?
Yes, or at least that sort. Might have been jewelers, now that I think of it. The Gellers, I believe. Or was it Roths?
When you say we, who do you mean?
My family, all 5 of us. My parents, me, and my 2 younger brothers. Somehow, we all made it out of the fire. It was nothing short of a miracle.
How were the tasks divided among the people in the shelter?
I would say fairly. My dear father made sure of that. He had experience running the family shop, so he took it on himself to establish a rotation of tasks.
What happened to you during the bombing?
I'm sorry, that's a difficult topic. I almost died that night. The bomb that hit our house, it fell right through my room. There was nothing left of my bed. I'm lucky my younger brother was scared of the dark, and I had to stay with him. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today. I was in the kitchen when I overheard Mr. Kirchmann's voice outside the room. He was on the phone, seemingly unaware of how loudly he was speaking.
What can you tell me about Mr. Kirchmann?
Well, his first name is Wolfgang. He was a friend. Poor thing. Got himself all tangled up with Anna. She had her ways with men. He was a good person, steadfast, brave, or so I thought. That's why I found it all so weird.
Did you hear what Mr. Kirchmann was saying?
It was hard not to. I still remember his exact words. It's Anna Kazmirek. She's the thief. He was talking to the police.
Do you remember who was there on that day?
Not in our section, no. Just me and Mr. Kirchmann in the kitchen, and Anna with that horrible friend of hers. I pretended not to have heard anything. After all, it was not my place to meddle in their affairs. I was even almost willing to think I might have misheard or imagined it all. But then they arrived.
The policeman, I assume?
2 officers. An older gentleman and his young colleague.
Can you describe the younger officer for me?
He looked about your age. Really tall. Almost hit his head at the door frame. It looked rather awkward how thin he was. Just skin and bones, let me tell you.
The older one, what can you remember about him?
He was on the shorter side, though much more robust than his companion. Looked around 50, give or take. He was very kind, warm. Had this, just the kindest of smiles, framed by quite the moustache. And I distinctly remember he had just the thickest of glasses. Wasn't sure if he could see anything at all.
What did the officers want?
Isn't it obvious? They wanted to talk to Anna. Mr. Kirchmann was more than happy to show them in.
What can you tell me about Anna's friend?
A menace. There's a saying, all it takes is one bad apple. And that girl was rotten. I think her name was something. Heide. No. Heidi. Yes, that's the one.
And this friend's family?
The usual riff-raff, except for the father. He seemed respectable enough. Fought in the First War, I believe. God only knows how he ended up with that wife and those children. Each one worse than the last.
Tell me about Anna's family.
There isn't much to say. It was just her and her mother, Teresa. Poor woman, with a daughter like this. Can you imagine? I stayed in the kitchen. So did Mr. Kirchmann.
How did Mr. Kirchmann react to the officers? Anything unusual?
I admit I was rather taken aback. I never thought he'd do something like this. He looked rather pleased with himself, The way she treated him. He must have been happy there were some consequences for Anna at last.
What happened then?
After a few minutes, one of the officers came out, the older one. He was joined by that girlfriend of Anna's. It was her family's room they were in. She led him to Anna's room to look for whatever she had stolen. He didn't let her follow him in.
Did you or anyone else enter Anna's room while you were waiting?
Why would anyone... Oh, I see. You think we put something there? The stolen suitcase? That we set her up?
I'm just investigating all possible leads.
Well, I didn't. And nor did Wolf. The girl had done it all to herself. The girl, Heidi, thankfully she didn't stay long. She was long gone by the time the officer returned. He was holding a suitcase. Mr. Kirchmann almost jumped at the sight.
Did he say anything?
He said it was the suitcase he'd seen Anna steal, and he called her a traitor. I couldn't believe my ears.
So Wolf Kirchmann confirmed that it was Anna who stole that suitcase?
Enthusiastically, and more than that. Apparently, Anna had not just stolen, but looted it from an abandoned building. That was treason. It made me feel so conflicted.
And why was that?
I admit, I felt rather uncomfortable in this situation. After all, it is written, do not judge, or you too will be judged. But with Anna, with Mr. Kirchmann, I apologize. It was just dreadful. Dreadful. The officer thanked Mr. Kirchmann, told him not to worry, that he was doing the right thing. He shook his hand, took the suitcase and left for the stairs. I was just about to do the same, but that was when it started.
When what started?
It came from the other room, where Anna was with the officer. An argument, that's what I thought at first. Just some raised voices, right? Emotions running slightly high. But I don't know what she did. She must have done something to provoke him, right?
Mrs. Becker, what happened in there?
I didn't see it. I swear, I didn't see any of it. I just heard it. Heard them. Her screaming. His shouting. I heard her fall to the floor and he was beating her. She didn't fall. He threw her and he kicked her and he beat her, and the insults, She begged him to stop.
And what did Wolf do?
I don't know. I hid in my room as soon as it started.
What do you remember about the suitcase?
I didn't give it a good look. It was none of my business after all. I think it was on the larger side.
None of your business? One moment. But, Mrs. Becker, if you look here, Anna clearly states that she stole the suitcase from you.
What? Oh, no, that's not possible. No. I don't know why she would say that. I never... So terrible that she'd lie even in her final moments.
How did you and Miss Kasmirek get along?
We didn't, to put it short. I did my best to keep my distance from the girl. Same with her friend, Heidi. Nothing good could ever come from associating with their type.
Was there a Mr. Kasmirek?
Not that I know of, but again, I wasn't too close with the Kasmireks.
How would you describe Wolf and Anna's relationship?
They were a couple. A rather indecent affair, I must say.
How so?
Anna was, well, let's just say she had many acquaintances.
What was your relationship to Wolf?
We were friends, used to be at least. We grew distant over time. Mostly because of Anna, I suspect. I don't like to listen to rumors, but she did have a way about men. She sunk her claws in Wolf, wrapped him around her finger. I did try to warn him, but had he listened, maybe this whole tragedy could have been avoided.
So the other officer was already gone by this point?
Yes, must have been at least halfway down the stairs.
Which would make him uninvolved in the beating. Did Miss Kasmirek have any previous encounters with the police?
I wouldn't be surprised. I know her friend did. And with the sort of people she dealt with, sooner or later it would have happened.
How would you describe Heidi's relationship with Miss Kasmirek?
I'd rather not describe it at all. A dreadful pair they made. There were rumors, not that I normally pay them much mind, but that the two of them might even be involved with each other in a, well, more intimate way.
Were you in the habit of listening in on your neighbor's phone calls?
I beg your pardon? I was most certainly not listening in. We were all living so close to each other, it was hard to not overhear anything. Besides, Mr. Kirchmann and I were friends. I was concerned for him.
How did he know about this theft?
She had confided in him, bragged even, the way he put it. I don't remember the details, but it sounded just awful. Awful! I locked the door, got on my parents' bed. Tried not to hear it.
Do you know why Wolf would report her? Weren't they a couple?
Yes, I can only guess, but it must have had to do with her lifestyle. I suppose if he learned of her cheating, then maybe it was a revenge of sorts. How dreadful. Then again, if he knew of her crime, which he obviously did, then Wasn't it the right thing to do?
Did you see anything else?
No, I'm sorry. I stayed in that room for a long time. It was only when my father came back that I opened the door. It was already evening by then, long since they left.
Thank you, Mrs. Becker.
Of course, Miss Katz. I pray you can put this dreadful story to rest.
Miss Katz, there was a call for you from your father. They've landed.
I'll call him right back.
Miss Katz.
I need to know more about the investigation into Anna's character from her trial.
On it.
I need you to invite the next witness. The victim's boyfriend, Wolf Kirchmann.
Finally. This man gave me such a headache. By the way, I hope I'm not overstepping, but I had no idea you had a sister.
Sister?
Right, I'm sorry. I saw the photo of the two of you when I brought you the files today. No idea how I've missed it before. I must say, you two looked adorable. I wish I got along with my sisters like that.
Look at that. Red studying. What's that? German history? You can stop trying, Fifth. You don't belong here. How about a lesson? Repeat after me. Nur für Deutsch. Hey, the hell are you looking at, Katz?
We're not sisters.
Oh, sorry.
She's a friend. Was. We've lost touch. The photo's a sort of memento.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I should probably get going.
And I should probably get back to Peter's damned files. Lovely.
Who do I want to call?
Essie, hello. I almost forgot I called you.
Was flying as bad as people say?
You have no idea, dear. I'm really feeling that. What was the word? Time zone syndrome? I think so. Doesn't really give it justice, believe me.
Is everything all right?
Essie, it's not like I only called you about bad things. Don't act like your mother. All's good, don't worry. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know we are back home, safe and sound.
That's good to hear.
We really missed you there, Essie. It's a pity you couldn't get the time off. But I understand. Work. Especially for a man like Bauer.
Don't go there.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. It's that I know Bauer is a workhorse, even in our line of work, and I'm sure he expects the same of his people. Look, I'm not going to pretend I like the man. I don't.
Please.
But I've accepted your choice, and frankly, I'm proud of you for making it. Believe it or not.
Thank you.
You believe what he's doing is right. I may disagree, but sometimes what you need to do is ignore what an old geezer says. And just do what is right. I'm proud of you, kid.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Good morning, Miss Katz. Miss Katz, good morning.
Anything to report, Constable Marlene? All in order? That's what I like to hear.
Miss Katz, Wolfgang Kirchmann has arrived.
What's your impression of him?
He's obviously uneasy. He's in his army uniform and appears quite agitated.
Hardly surprising. High time. I'm coming. Mr. Kirchmann, good morning.
The rank is Hauptmann.
Of course, Hauptmann Kirchmann. I apologize. I'll just cut to the chase.
Do.
I wanted to talk to you about the case of Anna Kazmirek. I believe you're familiar.
Yes, I am. Haven't you all done enough to her?
I need you to tell me about Anna's arrest.
Very well, since you need me to. It hadn't even been a week since the Brits left the town on fire. We were all there. Anna and Heidi, a friend of ours, had just returned from work.
What happened then?
What happened? You know it damn well already.
And Why were you at the shelter on that particular morning?
I was visiting Anna.
Could you be more specific?
I was there to check on Anna and help her in whatever way I could. She was tired after her shift, she and her friend. I offered to take care of them. I do not expect a woman of your position to understand it, but she did just lose her home.
How would you describe Heidi's relationship with Miss Kazmirek?
Closer than sisters, those two. Inseparable. Except for when Anna was with me, of course.
Did you salvage anything from your old home?
No, of course not. We had just evacuated all those places. Scavenging them would be highly illegal.
I didn't ask about scavenging, just...
I didn't. I had just stepped out to the kitchen when she started it all. Becker, that snake. I could hear her out in a hallway on the phone.
Did you hear what she said?
Not enough to understand her plan. She was talking with the police, reporting a stolen suitcase. If only I had heard her say Anna's name.
I'd say it was rare for a soldier not to be in active duty at the time. What were you doing in Brunswick?
What was I doing? I was back from the front. My friend's dead, my city gone. What was I doing? You tell me.
Was there anybody else in the house at that time?
I can't account for everyone. These were cramped quarters. But Becker, Grunwald, Anna and me, we were around.
What happened to you during the bombing?
My family was lucky enough to quickly find their way to one of the bunkers. Myself, I didn't join them. With all hell breaking loose, I stayed to help evacuate the others. For once, the officers didn't take long to arrive. Figures. 2 of them, protective police. A tall, weedy imbecile, and an older man with a mustache. He seemed to be in charge. I tried to stop them, asked them what was it all about. Why were they there? They were less than forthcoming.
What next?
Becker pointed them to Heidi's room. They locked themselves in with the girls, refused to let me join them. And I was so busy worrying about them, I didn't even think I should keep my eye on Becker.
Why? What did you do?
She sneaked off to Anna's room with that damned suitcase. I should have noticed, realized it. I should have stopped her. What a fool I was.
What do you remember about the officers?
The older one reeked of cigarettes, had a mustache, glasses, was clearly the one in charge. How a person with that little respect for his duty got to his position is beyond me. As for the tall imbecile, an insecure greenhorn trying to put on airs, desperate to prove his authority. All that while looking as if he never hit puberty. Would have been funny if not for...
What did a regular day at the shelter look like?
I'm hardly the right person to ask. I didn't live there, wasn't there all the time. I only visited when I could see Anna.
How were the tasks divided among the people in the shelter?
They had some system, but I wouldn't know. Each day there were different tasks Anna would have to do, both for herself and her mother. I took over whenever she'd let me.
Tell me about Heidi.
Anna's best friend. Only friend. Other than me. Hot-headed, loud-mouthed, headstrong. Always had to be right. That she had in common with Anna. I'm not sure how much time had passed before they opened the door. The tall one, he dragged Heidi out to the kitchen. He was done with playing nice.
What did he do?
He shoved Heidi towards us, hurling threats and insults. Pathetic. He demanded we told him which room was Anna's. Becker didn't hide her excitement as she showed him.
How did everyone else in the kitchen react to this?
Heidi was livid. She was screaming at that Chupo boy, daring him to lay one finger on her. She knew it wasn't right what they were doing to Anna. Oh, and Becker was smiling that little, arrogant smile of hers. How could I have been so blind? So there we were, me, Heidi, and Becker. 3 friendly neighbors, just waiting for the sky to fall. At least the 2 of us. For Becker, it must have been Christmas. What could we do? All we needed was one good look at Becker to understand the whole thing. It was her. She planned all of it. This was how she finally got rid of Anna.
What makes you so sure it was all part of Emilia Becker's plan?
You weren't there. You didn't know her like I did. She was beaming, radiant, just full of herself. A pity we didn't get the time to confront her.
Why? What stopped you?
The police boy came out of Anna's room, grinning. He had a suitcase. The suitcase.
What did the 3 of you do then?
Becker struck immediately. Said the suitcase was hers, that Anna took it from her house, from the ruins of her house. That Anna was a looter, a traitor to the nation. And Heidi? She kept it together. As soon as she heard Becker's lies, she took off to get help. Smart. Wish I could say the same about myself. It didn't change anything in the end.
The suitcase. What can you remember about it? Had you seen it before?
No, never. No one's ever seen it before. No one. Then it's all a blur. Like when I was at the... I couldn't think straight. I couldn't really think at all. I remember barging into Anna's room.
Hauptmann Kirchmann, I have to ask. Is it possible Anna did in fact loot something?
I'd appreciate if you stopped insulting her memory. And no, it's not possible.
What did the Kazmirex have with them?
Not a long list. And in all honesty, at this point, I don't even remember.
Why did you go to Anna's room?
I was trying to find something. Anything to prove she was innocent, that it was Becker all along. She must have left something behind. She had to. I tossed around everything, pulled out every drawer.
Did you find anything to prove Emilia Becker meddled with Anna's room?
No, of course not. We wouldn't be sitting here if I did.
Tell me about Teresa Kazmirek.
She seemed a kind woman. Weird, withdrawn, but kind. The few times she actually spoke with me, she told us some stories from back, wherever she was from. Somewhere east, would be Poland.
Where was her father?
Dead. Passed away when Anna was 5. She told me she could barely remember him.
What can you tell me about your relationship with Miss Kazmirek?
What am I supposed to say? The hell do you want to hear? We were together, in love, planning to get married once all that nightmare was over. We were happy.
How did Miss Kazmirek come to know Mr. Hens?
She used to work for him, same with Heidi. He was quite a well-known man among the locals, respected, dependent. From what I've heard, he took in Anna's mother after it was all done.
Did Miss Kazmirek have any previous encounters with the police?
No. My Anna was nothing like that.
What can you tell me about your family's situation before the bombing?
Nothing that would concern you. I'd only just returned to the city, got a leave from service. Spent most of that time with Anna. All the time she could spare.
What can you tell me about the conflict between Miss Kazmirek and Emilia?
Snake hated her, and that's putting it mildly. I don't know why, but she really did, to the point of wanting her dead. To the point of getting her killed.
You said the Kazmireks were from somewhere east?
Yes. Their origin was important for her, having grown up on her mother's stories. She always said she wanted to visit their former hometown. The way she talked about it sounded like she even wanted to live there. Next thing I know, I was back in the kitchen. Alone. And I could hear them.
You say them. What did you hear exactly?
Behind the door. Behind the damn door. They wailed on her. Both of them. Again and again. They called her trash, a looter, a whore, a parasite, a pest. The walls there were so thin, I could hear it all.
I apologize, this must be very difficult, but did you see Anna Kazmirek when she came out of the room?
I did. They had to carry her out. She was barely conscious. And her face, my Anna's face, they must pay.
How long did that beating last?
I don't know. I don't know.
Was anybody else still there?
It's fuzzy. I don't think so, no.
What then? Did you do anything?
No. No. We're done here. We're fucking done here. Is this a joke to you?
Before you furiously storm off, there's one more document I'd like to ask you about.
I'm not.
You will want to see it. According to it, you already admitted your guilt. Can you tell me what this man is referring to? This man, your uncle. Did you contact him about Anna's arrest? Did you ask him to help her? Cover for you? What is this plan he refers to?
Idiot.
Excuse me?
She had it all planned and I... Idiot. I have nothing to say to you. You have your proof. I just hope you have enough for that snake as well.
I feel like there's still something missing. I should give more thought to that house search idea.
Miss Katz. Good. I hope the investigation's proceeding apace.
Despite the previous issue, I must say I feel confident. As of now, the case seems quite clear.
I often thought that, only to be blindsided in court. We must be careful. We must question our decisions. Always, Miss Katz.
I understand, Mr. Bauer.
Very well then. I assume the reason for your visit is the warrant we discussed? To have one of the witnesses' houses searched?
Yes, Mr. Bauer.
So I understand you have a finished theory on what had actually happened on the day of the arrest.
I'm just particularly interested in one of my witnesses. I suspect they know more than they let on.
I see. This is the only chance, Miss Katz. We will not be able to get a warrant for another house search. I suggest you make sure your decision is the correct one.
I'll give it some more thought then.
That's a great idea, Miss Katz.
Miss Katz.
Thank you, Paula.
Miss Katz, reached a decision regarding the warrant?
Yes, Mr. Bauer.
Very well, I'm listening. Who should we get a warrant for?
Emilia Becker, the neighbor. Let's search her.
Let's see what comes of it. Good luck, Miss Katz.
Miss Katz!
Thank you, Paula. Heard you have something interesting.
Oh, Katz. Good. Yes, but I don't even know where to start. Best see for yourself.
Are these new ones?
Yes, I got them in a package from Poland. Some man in Breslau found a box of them in the local Gestapo office at the end of the war. Decided to take them home. For safekeeping.
It wasn't filled out. What am I looking for?
Keep looking. Check the others.
Are they all empty?
And...
Wait, is that a signature?
keep going. So...
They didn't sign off on false information.
They signed off on no information.
A list in blanco for the wardens to fill out however they wanted. A free ticket to cover up any murder. Any number of murders.
It's incredible. I can't... No. Actually, I can very much believe it. Of course that's what they do. Anytime a prisoner was killed for whatever reason. They had this. All that was needed was just to write a lie, and it's already certified. The guards, the administration, the judges, everyone was in on it. Everyone is complicit.
Kranich. Who's that? For some reason the name sounds familiar.
Not surprising. He has a law firm in Frankfurt. Bergmann, Kranich & Partner. It's quite well known. I actually got an offer from them. But back in the day, he was actually a judge.
Wait, Bergmann, Kranich & Partner?
Yes.
No. That's Bergman's my father's friend. I used to get Christmas gifts from him. My father wanted me to work for them.
Good thing you didn't. I don't know about Bergman, but Kranich was clearly involved.
What about Judge von Stamm? Are any of these signed by him?
A couple. Just as empty as this one.
Is this the case for all of these reports? Were they all...
Pre-signed, cover-up, highly illegal?
all of the above?
Hard to say at this point, to be honest, but I think it's quite likely.
Then what now?
Now I have to go to Poland.
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you right.
That's where these files are from. Breslau. I need to talk to the man who found them. See if he can tell me anything more. If I'm lucky, he might even have some more of these. I also plan to interview a few of my potential witnesses there. I've run into some trouble trying to get them here, so... What's the saying? If the mountain won't come to Muhammad.
Do you think that'll be worth it? Last I checked, going to the Eastern Bloc wasn't exactly easy.
I sure hope so. Anyway, it has to be better than sitting on my hands here. The flight is this Saturday. Sorry I won't be there to see you embarrass yourself in court. But while I'm gone, I asked Paula to give you any files that would arrive from me.
Wait, wouldn't that mean you trust me?
Don't push it. Now, if you don't mind, there's still a lot to do before I leave.
Right. Peters?
Cuts. Wait, Thank you.
Don't get soft on me now, Peters.
Don't worry, Cuts. Not going to happen. Now get lost, will you?
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day. Oh, hello, Marlene. Oh, I'm glad you are so cooperative.